Hi, it's Terry Gaines. I'd love to share some card samples inspired by card sketch number 4. Card sketches are great inspiration for creating greeting cards. A couple details about card sketches. For these card sketches, the card base can be 5.5 by 8.5, scored and folded at 4.25, or 4.25 by 11, scored and folded at 5.5 inches. The decorative image can be any size or shape. The layers can be designer series paper, cardstock. You can stamp them or texturize with an embossing folder. You can add as many layers as you would like. Adhere the layers and the images with dimensionals or adhesive, and the optional ribbon trim can be tied into a bow or a knot. So these card samples I've created using some new annual catalog product. And the first sample I have to share is using the What's Cookin bundle. There's a stamp set and a dies that coordinate, and if you purchase them together you have a 10% savings. I love to bake and I was very inspired by this stamp set, and I will be sharing some more samples using this. With this stamp set, I actually took 3 of the images and put on a clear block to create the background. So my background for this 3-inch by 4-inch layer is real red cardstock stamped with real red, using all 3 stamps to create a little diagonal background. I actually use adhesive sheets on the back of these dies to adhere them to the paper, and some Whisper White baker's twine. So this is a fun card, and then also I stamped the inside with that same image on the outside. So a simple card inspired by the What's Cookin' bundle. This next card is utilizing product that is in the hand penned suite, and I've used the shimmer colored vellum for a scalped layer circle. I used the stamp set and the designer series paper in that suite. This designer series paper is absolutely beautiful, one of my favorites in the catalog, and all of the papers have a beautiful floral design on one side and then a background on the other side, more of a solid print. Beautiful colors that go well together. The stamp set and the dies are bundled to save 10%, and for this sample I've used this image and a couple of the flower images to fill that in. And as I mentioned, the layers can be as many layers as you would like. The designer series paper is 3 by 4, and then I added 1/8 of an inch to the colored cardstock in the back, and then used some of the coordinating ribbon. For this next sample, I have used a new bundle in the annual catalog, and it is the In the Wild bundle, and it is designer series paper that has a fun print on one side and kind of a background on the other side. I've used this print. You get 6 different designs, 12 by 12, 2 of each, and then I've stamped one of the cats. So you get two cat stamps, let me rephrase that, and one is sitting and one is standing. You get 2 different details for 2 different types of cats, and you can utilize them for the sitting position or the standing position, and these stripes can be utilized for the sitting position or the standing position, so lots of versatility. You can also cut out some of the designer series paper images with the dies, but this is a fun stamp set to create with, and that is what this next one is. And there's no ribbon down here. I did add a little bit of baker's twine on the side, and I really changed up the shape, but the card sketch was the inspiration for that design also. And the last sample I have for you is using a returning bundle, which is the Birds and Branches bundle. It's actually not a bundle anymore. You need to purchase the stamp set and the coordinating dies separately. We don't have them bundled for the 10% in the new annual catalog, but it is a favorite stamp set of mine, and I've used it several times. So I've added this detail, and again, just a different shape, no bow on this one. The designer series paper is from the Bloom where your planted designer series paper. On one side of this paper, there's different plant type designs and images. On the other side, there are some really cool backgrounds. I've a wood, a brick, you've got another wood grain, you've got some fern, kind of like a marbleized, and then a brick one. So I'm really loving the versatility of this designer series paper. And to add a little bit of texture to this card, I also use the bark embossing folder that adds a little bit of subtle texture to that. I'm going to share how I created the image here. I stamped my image close to a piece of scrap cardstock, and then I took the elegant tag punch, and I punched it out like so. Oops, I didn't cut this far enough. So let me grab a scissors. You don't need your strip very wide, probably about an inch. And then what I did was I placed it in my punch like so, punched that out. Then I adhered it with your adhesive. Let me see if I can do this on the video. And adhered that to a piece of cinnamon cider cardstock. Just made those flush on the ends. Then I brought in the Label Me Lovely punch, and then when those two are adhered together, then punch that out, and that's how I got my decorative image for the top part of that. So I hope you were inspired by card sketch number 4 to be creative. And I want to share, I recently started a Create with Terry Gaines Facebook group where I have card sketch challenges. I would love to have you join the fun. If you found me via this video on YouTube, there's a direct link to the group in the comments section. Thanks for creating with me. Stay safe and stay healthy.